What's poppin', y'all? Welcome back to another YouTube video. Today we're taking a look at another series news video. And this series, not news video, this series review. There's a lot going on right now. But this is a series review, and we are taking a look at Halo. And it is a series which came out on HBO Max or Paramount Plus. I forget which one. It did come out like 2-3 years ago, and they are making a season 2. And I did forget to finish it when I first started watching it, but I have now finished it, and I'm genuinely quite disappointed with how it turns out because I'm a big fan of Halo. I've played Halo on the channel and on the Gaming Buddies channel as well, so it is a game which I do love, and being an Xbox man, a Microsoft man myself, it is one of the very few exclusive games on Xbox, so it is one of the few games that I am very passionate about. So with Season 2 just around the corner, I thought I'd go back and take a look at this and actually finish it off and prepare myself for the next season. So, in a futuristic world, human beings must put up an united front in order to stop powerful aliens from taking over and destroying humanity. So basically this series starts with a poor planet, or the poor side of the planet, where they're being attacked by the Covenant. The Master Chief and his gang roll in, the Spartans, end up killing quite a few people and killing the aliens, making them leave, and not really stopping to fix the damage they've caused and just leaving and end up dipping. There is this kid which is quite special and doesn't actually get killed when they should, so the Covenant and the Spartans are both after her, and Master Chief actually ends up saving her and running away with her, cutting out the chip in his neck, and I do believe one of his crew also does the same, and this chip that is in their neck is supposed to kill their emotions, kill their memories, and make them this ultimate killing machine, which has no emotions, no thoughts, or anything like that. They end up cutting it out and becoming this sort of new, superpowered human. Like, they regain their humanity and their sort of feelings and emotions. So they end up running away and going to the visions that Master Chief keeps having, because he does have Cortana, who's supposed to be there keeping him in check, tracking him, making sure he's okay, and not doing anything that he shouldn't be doing, and Cortana seems to be influenced by Master Chief and sort of able to do what he says and not actually report accurately on him, and they end up saving this girl and going to find these artifacts, and there is a human girl working with the Covenant, and I forget why she's working with the Covenant, but she is. And she's basically guiding them to these rocks, which if Master Chief touches them, he gets his memories back, and he realizes that he's been experimented on, sort of tortured, and put through all this to be the ultimate killing machine. They then disappear and go off and fight the Covenant and try and find all these space rocks to build this mega weapon on the Halo, or find the map to the place that they're supposed to be going to. And it all gets really complicated and convoluted towards the end, and I couldn't really make it out for myself either. But again, the acting in this show is not good. I'm not going to be honest. I'm quite upset that Master Chief took his helmet off and we got to see his face, because unlike The Mandalorian, Master Chief never takes his helmet off, and there was no sort of benefit to him taking his helmet off. It sort of kept that mystery and accuracy to Master Chief, where he keeps his helmet on and he keeps in action all the time, and he's ready for anything. He also had a crew, which isn't uncommon. Master Chief normally has a crew, but they seem to be being controlled by the government, which I don't really remember them being controlled in any of the games. So this series of Halo seems to be going through their own story and their own sort of creation of Master Chief. It seems to be diverting from the games, making their own sort of timeline, and really just taking a slight bit of inspiration from it and not following it like accurately like The Last of Us did. And I think that's where Halo fails. Like, The Last of Us show followed the game so accurately that people enjoyed it. But with this one, it diverted quite far from the actual source material and the game that people weren't really into it. It wasn't the Master Chief they knew and loved, and it wasn't what they wanted from a Halo show. But for whatever reason, it's getting a number 2. It must have done so well to deserve this number 2. I genuinely don't know. But the acting, I'm going to be honest, it doesn't have any big name actors. It is quite a cheap show, on the actor side anyway, and I don't believe they were that good. I'm going to be honest, the actors didn't really convince me. They didn't really have any emotion or care or worry or stress. They just all seemed so uptight and like they had like sticks up their asses. They were very like emotionless. And I get that Master Chief and the other three were supposed to be emotionless, but again, it just felt very dry and boring just seeing all these people talking about like, you know, business, numbers, and very little action. And again, even when they were talking about business, there was no emotion, there was no care, there was no nothing to it. It just felt boring and dry and bland all the way through it. I found myself falling asleep watching the first couple of episodes, so that's probably why I forgot that I even started watching it or forgot to finish watching it because I just fell asleep through it. And I'm going to be honest, the CGI looked good. The CGI and the costumes and the set design was one of the best things about it. I think the Covenant looked really good. I liked all the aliens. I liked the Spartan armor. It all looked really good. I loved the armor that they had on. Like, it actually looked accurate to the show. And I liked how there's different armor designs like you can get in Halo 5 and Halo Reach, where each character has their own sort of armor built to them and has different sort of looks to it for different purposes. I just thought that was really cool and unique. But again, it just felt dry and boring. It didn't really follow the story. The story was that they decided to go with was very convoluted and confusing and didn't really stick to much Halo stuff in general. It just felt bland. Like there's nothing more to go off. It's just a very basic story where Master Chief is uncovering that he was abused or sort of used for testing as like a kid, and now he's gone rogue. But even him going rogue didn't have an impact. Like, I didn't really care that he went rogue because I didn't really care for like I had some care for Master Chief from the games, but you can't really put that onto this character. You can't use your emotions and feelings towards the characters from the games to the show. It doesn't translate well. So I had the slightest bit of care, but the show didn't add anything to the character. It didn't make me care for this version of Master Chief. It didn't make me care that he was going rogue, that he was going off on his own. It wasn't really a shock that he took out his chip. It seemed very sort of like, normally with shows, they sort of try to hide stuff from you, make it a mystery, use a shock factor now and then, but it all felt very predictable, bland and boring, and for whatever reason, I felt like I'd seen it before. It felt like I've seen the plot before. It was a very similar story to what I don't know, it just felt very familiar and overdone. So maybe that's why it could have felt bland and boring, but I don't know. The costumes are the best thing about it. I just love seeing the mindless fighting. That was some of the best parts of the show. The alien fights, the Halo Spartan fights, they were all just the best part of it. The fights were the best part. I hated it when they started talking, because that's when it got boring, draining, and sort of overall uninteresting. And then we had the rest of it, where it was complicated and confusing and hard to follow, so I just gave up on it as well. So I am going to be honest, it isn't one of the best shows. I still do love Halo, and Halo is, again, one of my favourite game franchises, along with Borderlands and Fortnite, so I am still going to give it that 4 out of 10. I am going to give it that benefit of the doubt, and I am going to watch Season 2, and I hope it does do a lot better, but I'm not holding out too much hope for it. I am just going to have to go with my sort of solid gut here and just hope for the best. And I don't know what else to say about it. I'm hoping for the best, and if the best doesn't come, the best doesn't come. There isn't much else you can do about it, so I'm staying optimistic. I'm always a glass half full kind of guy. I always look at the bright side, silver lining, and I'm quite a positive, optimistic person, so I'm hoping for the best, but other than that, there isn't much else to say about it. It was a very, story standpoint, very crap. And if it was a game with this story, I think it would have been a little bit more interesting. But for a show, it didn't really work. And I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that loved it, but there was nothing really that had me emotionally involved with the characters. I didn't feel any connection to them. It all felt quite stale and dry, and I didn't really care when stuff happened or anything dramatic happened. There was an attempt and there was effort to some of it, but it wasn't enough to sort of make me care or want to do anything with it. So other than that, I hope you all enjoyed this YouTube video. See you all next one. Have a nice day and goodbye. it is a 4 out of 10. If you want to go watch it, it is on Paramount Plus. Yet another subscription service, I know, but there is 2 links in the description which I would like you to go check out, which is to help Thankmas, because that's running all the way through December, so you can still go help and donate for that. And then we have, if you want a little bit more Tyler Price in your life, you can go check out the bottom link, and that's for me, if you want to go see my TikTok and other stuff that I have to offer. But if you don't, that's completely fine as well. And yeah, I'll see you all next one. Alright, bye.